All right. Good morning. So this is recorded. This session is all about annotated bibliography in architectural research. So we have introduced what ADA is all about, architectural data analysis. So before you have your final research question or your research problem, kailangan mo munang mag-search ng mga existing literature from scholarly sources, okay, from books, journals, what else? Reports, case studies, etc., dissertations, past thesis. Okay, sa dinami-dami ng mga naisulat sa architectural research or related sa architecture, sa dinami-dami ng data available online, okay, or in different publishing companies. Now, how we're going to organize your thoughts? How are you going to organize the details, the data, no, the sources, no? So last time we talked about how you will write your RRL, no, review of related literature. Pag sinabing related, kailangan related siya doon sa research question mo, sa research topic, research problem, and also related to one another. So, sinend ko doon sa inyong GC, sa ating GC, no? Pwede kayong magpatulong sa AI paano outline ng different topics. Kung halimbawa meron na kayong research topic, no? The AI can guide you ano yung mga related topics. And these related topics, ito yung mga hahanapan mo ng references. Ito yung hahanapan mo ng sources sa Google Scholar, Scopus, etc. So ito yung mga magiging keywords mo, no? So once na meron ka ng mga references, okay? Kailangan alam mo siyang i-organize. So dito papasok yung annotated bibliography. Okay, so what is annotated bibliography? So it is a critical academic tool or research tool that combines citation with analysis. So again, this is just a tool. Okay? Unlike a simple list of references, it requires the researcher to summarize, evaluate, and reflect on each source. No? So in architectural research, where studies often draw from diverse materials such as design, case studies, technical reports, cultural analysis, and sustainability studies, annotated bibliographies help organize knowledge and ensure that design decisions are informed by credible evidence. So kapag gumagawa na kayo ng totoong thesis na sobrang dami ng reference ninyo na isa-cite, okay, ito yung tool, ito yung makakatulong sa inyo how to organize your references. So by writing annotations, researchers demonstrate what they have engaged with the literature, understood its arguments, and assessed its relevance to their study. Now, this practice strengthens the foundations of research, prevents superficial use of sources, and highlights gaps that future studies can address. O yan, talking about superficial use of sources. No, wag niyo ipapagawa kay AI ang inyong annotated bibliography and RRL, no? Kasi kaya niyang gawin 'yan, no? Pero ang danger doon, ah yung mga ibibigay niya sa iyong reference, mga superficial, no? Kasi hindi niya talaga kayang maggawa ng bibliography na totoo yung reference, no, na siya mismo yung magre-research, no? So kailangan pa rin ng human intervention. Although merong makikita ko na online na mga AI na kaya nang gumawa, no? I think Jenny AI, lumalabas sa feed ko 'yan eh. Tapos Thesis AI, pero may mga bayad siya, no? So, wag niyo munang ano 'yon, gamitin. Okay? Practicein niyo muna ang inyong research skills and critical thinking. skills, no? So for architecture students and professionals, annotated bibliographies are particularly valuable because they connect theory to practice, allowing design-based research to be grounded in scholarly evidence. So, simple lang to. Okay, sabi ko nga, hindi mahaba yung discussion na to. Okay, the purpose. What's the purpose of annotated bibliography? Organizes sources systematically, all right? Summarizes key findings from each source. Okay, kasi yung mga references, di ba, mahahaba yan. Mga journal articles, usually 10 to 15 pages. No, yung mga books, marami pa siyang chapter. So, depende kung anong chapter ang isa-cite mo. So, yun yung kukunin mo, yun yung gagawan mo ng annotation. Okay? So, evaluates the credibility and relevance of sources and connects literature to the research problem. So, ito yung importante. No, when you do your annotated bibliography, although there is a type of annotated bibliography that I will share later, no, yung ano kasing tawag doon? Ito, yung sample niya na kino-connect ka sa research topic mo, no? Pero it's important na when you do your annotation, you always connect, no, the literature to the research problem, no? Ano ang relevance? What's the relation of this reference, no, to the research topic? So in this way, annotated bibliography serves as both a record and a tool for analysis. It organizes sources in a way that allows researchers to see the breadth of existing knowledge while focusing on what is most relevant to your study, no? Okay, components of an annotation. So of course, APA 7th edition ang format na gagamitin natin. So hindi ko na kayo inorient sa APA 7 format. You can search it online or ask AI. Pero si Zotero kasi, siya na yung magfo-format ng citation, no? Pwede nyo nang i-select doon sa Zotero na APA 7 format ang gagamitin nyo. Okay? Basic lang naman yan, no? Yung discuss natin kanina, narrative citation, parenthetical citation, okay, and different bibliographies, references for different sources, books, journal articles, etc. So, iba-iba yung format ng mga yon. So, merong piniprescribe si APA. Okay, summary of the sources content, evaluation of the sources credibility, and explanation of relevance to the research. So, ito yung mga example. So, ganyan lang, kasimple. So, sa taas, yung reference, no, in APA 7th edition format. No? So, from here, ano to? Sino ang author? Si National Historical Commission. Organization ang author nung reference kasi it's a guideline. Guidelines for Heritage House Conservation. Published by NHCP in Manila. So, in year 2020. So, that's the APA format ng citation. Sa annotation, so, yan. It's a short paragraph lang that gives you the summary, the analysis, no, and the relevance. No? Yun yung sa dulo. Oh, less useful daw siya. It may be less useful for researchers seeking innovative design solution. Okay? So, yan. Another example is Santos J. So, in this case, it's a journal article from the Philippine Journal of Cultural Studies. Okay, ito yung Volume 8, Issue 1, page 23 to 24. And this is the title of the article, Community Engagement in Heritage House preservation. Okay, and this is your short annotation, no? Descriptive annotation. Okay, so there are different types of annotation. No, you don't have to do all this in all your references, pero pwede kang pumili, no? Kung ano yung applicable, no? So for example, ito descriptive. O parang dati yan sa descriptive research question, no? Summarize the content without evaluation. So for example, yung mga historical references, no? You have to describe, you have to summarize it. Kung ano yung nangyari, ano yung mga relevant dates, relevant people doon sa kwento, etc. Okay, evaluative. You assess strengths and weakness and credibility of the source. And reflective. Okay, you explain how the source connects to the researcher's work. No? So although it's advisable that you always refer or you always connect the source to your work or to your research topic. No? So para hindi ka na at loss pagka ginawa mo na yung research mo. Annotations can vary depending on the purpose of the research. Descriptive annotations are useful for quickly summarizing a large number of sources. Evaluative annotations go deeper, analyzing the quality and reliability of the source. Reflective annotations are particularly valuable in architectural research because they connect the literature to design decisions, showing how theory informs practice. Later, I will show you these different uh, types of annotations, no? Examples of annotations. What are the questions to answer in the annotation? No. First, what is the main argument or purpose of the source? Okay. Ask what the source argues, how it was researched, and what its strengths and weaknesses are, no? And how can it help researcher critically evaluate its usefulness? Okay, what methodology or approach does the author use, etc.? How does this source relate to my research problem? And in what way can this source support or challenge my study? Again, you don't have to answer all this in your annotation. Kung ano lang yung relevant, no? Pero these are guide questions, no? You can also add, no? Pwede rin naman kahit wala diyan, no? Dagdagan niyo yung question niyo na related. So for example, ito, in architectural research on sustainable housing, an annotation might ask, does this study that provide evidence, I mean, that bamboo composites are durable? Or does it highlight cultural challenges in adopting new materials? So, these questions transform annotations into analytical reflection rather than mere summaries. Okay, what's the difference of annotation versus an abstract? So ano ba yung abstract? Pagka nag-search kayo sa mga past researches sa journal articles, ano yung una nyong makikita? So yung abstract, no? Ano ba yung abstract? The abstract is a brief summary of the study, usually written by the author, highlighting the purpose, no, or the research question, the methodology, and the findings. So, sinasummarize lang niya yung study. Okay? Yung purpose, method, and findings. Yan yung makikita nyo sa abstract. On the other hand, annotation is a critical note written by the researcher, that is you, no? Summarizing, evaluating, and reflecting on the source's relevance to your own study. So, dito pa lang, nag-analyze ka na. Kaya nga tayo ADA, no? data analysis. Okay, so sa annotation, pag gumawa kayo ng annotated bibliography, huwag niyong kopyahin yung abstract, no? Hindi yun yung annotation na hahanapin ko or na kailangan ninyo. Okay? Iba siya sa abstract. Okay? So you evaluate, you summarize, you evaluate, and reflect. Okay? Using the guide questions. Ito, yung mga binigay kong guide questions. So it is important to distinguish between an abstract and an annotation. Okay, in architectural research, abstracts help readers quickly understand a study, while annotations help researchers critically engage with sources and build a foundation for your work. Okay. Sabihin nyo kung medyo mabilis ako. Anyway, madali lang to. Sisend ko naman itong copy nitong module sa Google Drive natin. Examples in architectural research. Okay, so yung topic mo is sustainable housing. And paano ka mag-annotate? Annotating studies on bamboo composites, recycled materials, energy efficiency design. Okay, so yan yung mga keywords mo na i-search, no? Hahanapan ng mga materials, and pag nakahanap ka na, do your annotation. Urban planning, annotating reports on traffic management, public space design, community engagement, etc. Cultural heritage, annotating case studies on adaptive reuse of heritage houses. Classroom design, annotating research on lighting, acoustics, and seating arrangements. Okay. So for the citation, ulit-ulit na to, 7th edition, you use narrative and parenthetical citation. So even sa annotated bibliography, pwede mo na siyang i-format sa citation styles. Okay? You can use narrative citation and parenthetical citation. So again, ito yung difference. So this is narrative, Santos 2020, emphasize the importance of bamboo composites versus bamboo composites are vital for sustainable housing, parenthesis, Santos 2020. So parenthetical siya. Okay. Summary. Any question? So basahin nyo na lang yung summary. Sinamarize lang yung diniscuss ko. Any question? No question? Pa-thumbs up naman if you're still there. Okay. Clear pa ba ang discussion? Clear naman ang aking ano no, tawag nito, yung aking connection. Ano na to ibalik? Nawala na naman ako. Sige, gawin na lang nating speaker. Oh no. Ano nangyari? Valerie? Nasaan na yung aking ano? Paano ibabalik siya sa kanina? Anyway, at lost na naman ako. Naka-record pa naman to. Sige. Close muna natin ulit. Stop sharing. Yan. Yun. Okay. So, ito yung sample ng annotated bibliography. So, ano ang research question nito? So, gumawa ko ng sample. Ang research question natin dito ay nasa dulo eh. Ito. How can adaptive reuse strategies preserve the cultural identity of Philippine heritage houses while ensuring economic sustainability in urban communities? No? Medyo mahaba. Pang thesis na totoo na to. O, baka pang dissertation na rin, doctoral. No? So, ano yung mga keywords na isi-search mo dyan? Okay? Philippine heritage houses. Okay? So, the more specific, the better. Huwag nyo lang basta i-search na heritage house. Kasi baka dalhin niya kayo sa New Zealand. Okay? Philippine heritage houses. Okay, what else? Cultural identity of Philippine heritage house. What else? Economic sustainability in urban communities, etc. So, pag sinerch mo yan, ito yung mga nahanap kong references. Okay, so nag-search ako ng 10 references related to my topic. So, merong descriptive annotation from Alcazaren. Another is from Zialcita and Tino. Okay, Philippine Ancestral Houses. So, book siya. Okay, etc. So, ito yung annotation, short annotation nung topic ay nung reference. So, nandiyan yung summary, yung analysis, and relevance. No? You always relate it to your study. Yan. So, 10 yan. Okay. Sample lang yan ha. Hindi totoo yung mga reference. Baka hanapin nyo siya sa online. No? Ginawa lang ni AI yan for discussion purposes. Okay. At sabi ko nga, huwag niyong gagamitin si AI kasi tinan nyo, kayang-kaya niyang gumawa. No? Pero, mag-practice kayo na talagang researcher. Pero, hindi ko naman kayo binabawalan. No? Kasi nandyan na yung tool na yan eh. Talagang papunta na tayo dyan. Yan yung gagamitin nyo. Okay, so how do you do your RRL? From the given references, no? Annotated bibliography. Sabi ko nga yung RRL, para kang nagtatahi. No? Hindi siya pwede na collage na dinikit mo dito, ganyan-ganyan. No? Hindi ganon. Dapat nakatahi. Meron kang kwento. No? Kasi pag binasa yan, no, i-analyze nung nagbabasa. Ano yung flow nung topic mo, no? So, nag-start siya, Philippine heritage houses are enduring symbols of the country's cultural. So, meron kang short introduction of the topic and ano yung mga ni-research mo. Okay, scholars have long recognized their importance as cultural artifacts, documenting their stylistic features, construction methods, and historical significance. So, meron munang short introduction. So, hindi ka muna magsa-cite. Hindi yung pag sa umpisa pa lang, citation na agad. Hindi. Introduce ka muna and then, yun. Nag-start siyang mag-cite kay Alcazaren, 2015. No? Provides a sweeping visual history of heritage architecture tracing its development from Spanish colonial, blah, blah, blah. No? And then, kinumpare niya si Jalcita Entino. Jalcita Entino, 1980. Catalog, Ancestral Houses from 1764 to 1930. So ito medyo malanda na yung reference, no? Kapag ka nag-thesis kayo, pwedeng sabihin ng panel na okay, may cut-off tayo within 5 years or 10 years lang ang reference, no? Pero ito, relevant siya kasi historical eh, no? Catalog of ancestral houses from 1764 to 1930. So, may mga exception to the rule naman, no? Okay. These works along with Tino's pictorial serve as foundational reference that establish the historical niyan. So, dinidiscuss na niya yung mga references, no? Based sa annotated bibliography, so ito na yung magiging function or ito na yung magiging use ng annotated bibliography. Kasi when you have done your annotated bibliography, madali mo nang ma-analyze yung reference, madali mo na siyang itatahi sa RRL mo. Okay? Beyond historical accounts, etc. So again, wag niyong ipapagawa kay AI ang RRL na siya lang ang gagawa, no? You can use AI to assist you, no? As a tool. Pero hindi yung prompt nyo kagad, provide an RRL with this topic. O, siya nagagawa. Kayang-kaya niyang gawin yun, no? Pero, I tell you, yung mga reference niya, mga gawa-gawa lang. Okay? So, pagka ginawa niya yan, i-check ko yung reference niyo, magra-random check ako kung talagang nag-e-exist yung reference. Pag hindi nag-e-exist, most probably, in-AI nyo yan. Okay? Wag ganun. Okay? So, sa dulo, yan. Taken together. So, synthesize niya. Gagawa kayo ng synthesis. Yan. The literature demonstrates significant progress in documenting, conserving, analyzing Philippine heritage houses. However, eto na, several research gaps remain. Okay? So, sabi ko nung last time, isang feature ng RRL dapat sa dulo niya, it will lead you to your research gap. The research gap ay related sa iyong research question. No? Kaya nga sabi ko, related siya. Yung iba, ang ginagawa nila, inuuna muna yung RRL bago gumawa ng research question. Pwede rin ganon. Kasi ang logic nga naman doon, para malaman mo muna ano yung mga hindi pa nasagot sa mga previous study, ano yung mga hindi pa na-study, hindi pa na-analyze before. Okay? So from there, doon ka huhugot ano yung research gap at gagawan mo ng research question mo and research topic. Okay? So, sa conclusion, yan. Meron siyang future research. Future research must expand geographically. Okay? Addressing these gaps will allow scholars and practitioners to develop more comprehensive strategies. Yan. Dito na papasok yung iyong research topic. And then sa dulo, of course, your references in APA format. Alphabetical order. Naka-indent siya. Second line. Yung naka-indent, no? Kita nyo yan? Okay. Yun. So, ganun lang. Ang midterm requirement niya. Individual. Magagawa kayo ng research problem and then research objectives. Okay? Yung research objective, ito medyo madami. Hindi kailangan ganyan kadami, no? Pang ano na to? Pang dissertation sa doctoral. Kasi, pagka in-analyze nyo, pagka nag-gather na kayo ng data, saka nag-analysis na kayo ng data, no? Kailangan lahat 'yan ng nilagay mo sa research question at saka research objective, sasagutin mo lahat 'yan doon sa analysis at sa conclusion ng research. So the more, the merrier. oh. Yung research problem pala, Pwede ring meron kang sub research problems, no? Kung kailangan ng follow-up question. Okay? Mga 2 to 3, no? Hanggang 3 research problem. Kasi again, yan yung sasagutin mo sa analysis mo kapag ka nag-gather ka na ng data. Okay? And hypothesis. Yan. So, gagawa ka ng hypothesis mo. So, dito, in-identify pa niya, kinategorize niya. Meron siyang hypothesis for cultural identity dimension, economic sustainability dimension, policy and community engagement, etc. So, useful itong hypothesis kapag ka quantitative study, no? Pag gagawan mo siya ng quantitative analysis. Usually sa qualitative, yan yung next nating topic, no? Yung methodology, papunta na tayo doon sa pag-gather ng data at pag-analyze, no? Merong types, merong qualitative, quantitative, no? Sa quantitative, yan, you have to prove itong mga hypothesis using numerical analysis. Kaya siya quantitative. Pero yung qualitative, no, you will conduct interviews, focus group discussions, etc. No, nakabase siya sa theoretical framework. No, how do you do your theoretical framework related to your research? All right. Any question? Mabilis ba? Simple lang, di ba? So, ang gagawin, may utang kayo sa akin ha, yung last module na group. Tapos, yung sa midterm, sige, gawin nyo next week para bibigyan ko kayo ng time to do your individual, no? Siyempre, it will be graded based on yung understanding ninyo sa discussion, saka kung paano nyo ginawa, organization, and also yung research topic nyo, no? The deeper the topic, the better. Siyempre, dapat malalim yung research topic ninyo. Okay? So, any question? Thumbs down kung walang question. Konti na lang yung naiwan. Diyan pa ba kayo? Ay, hindi ko pa pala binigay yung yung attendance. Check tayo attendance. Okay, patayin ko na yung recording, ha? Stop recording.